What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about Nio. We're going to give you guys all the information coming up for tomorrow's earnings date, all the news, all of the earnings information, everything that they're reporting so far. But before we hop into that, we ask you just hit that sub button. We're only like 75 subs away. Maybe not even that. Maybe a little less from 1,000. We're trying to hit that by tomorrow. We need that today. We need 1,000 today. That was our goal, to hit 1,000 by the end of February. Today's the last day. If you could help us, please help us. That'd be fantastic. We're grateful and appreciate all the support we've gotten so far. Thank you guys so much. Link in the description as well for the Patreon. If you guys want to hop into the Discord with the fantastic community we have over there. We've been talking all weekend about all of the Nio news, all the stocks we're going to watch, everything. We have a fantastic community. We love them. And that's pretty much it. So without further ado, let's hop into it and give some razzle dazzle. So let's start off with Nio. We're going to give you guys all of the numbers, everything that we think is going to happen, where we see this possibly going, just everything about Nio in preparation for tomorrow. So obviously, for those who don't know, tomorrow is Nio's earnings day. It's going to be after the bell, so after the trade day. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Nio in preparation for this, because this is a catalyst that everybody and their brother has been looking forward to. I tell you what,
yeah,
I know I'm looking forward
to it for a while.
Right, I'm looking forward to it because this stock is hot dog water right now, hot garbage. Yeah. So first of all, this is not financial advice. Everything we say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Always do your own due diligence and research. So let's start off with Nio. Right now we're sitting at about $45.78. If we look at the stock, it's been a rough couple weeks with Nio lately. You know, up and down, the whole market in general. Actually, you know, it's just been crazy. But the earnings are tomorrow, again, after the bell. Their estimated EPS is about -7 cents, which is actually up from where it was when they first announced the earnings date. It was down actually at -16 cents. So that's good news. I'm hoping they don't bite the bullet and, you know, predict something that they're not going to be able to hit, because then that looks bad for the stock. Right. So hopefully that holds true. But we are sitting up about 2.5% after hours right now. So that's good news. You know, I was kind of hoping that this thing was going to go up. Hopefully tomorrow it goes up, you know, leading up to that. You'd think there may be people buying in to get in. But we'll keep an eye on that and see. So let's go ahead and talk about numbers, man. So the reason Nio is such a high, like a bunch of people are predicting this thing is going to go through the roof, is because of their delivery numbers. They have been killing it. Month after month, killing the delivery numbers. So in the quarter 4 of 2020, they delivered over 17,300 vehicles, 17,353 to be exact. That's an 111% increase year over year. So that's like fantastic. That's what you want to see when it comes to this kind of stuff. But they set a target for quarter 4 of anywhere between 16,500 and 17,000 vehicles, and they beat that obviously by the 353 vehicles. So that's great news. Yep. But yeah, so I'm hoping, you know, that these numbers stick to it, and we'll put the chart up right here. And if you guys look at this chart real quick, we broke this model down. We broke down the chart into each individual model of the cars and how many they sold, and you can see the ESA, the ES6, and the EC6. And how much those prices were. Now, this is all base models. This is where we get our numbers. This is all base models. This doesn't include battery as a service. This doesn't include any of the higher models. This just includes a straight base model. Base model. So in October, you can see we broke it down in each month. In October, their delivery numbers. November, their delivery numbers. And December, their delivery numbers. So these are delivery numbers, not cars produced. Like, they delivered these cars, not just making them to sit them in a parking lot. No, they delivered these. Yeah, so you can see
people in the back.
Right. Yeah, that one's for those guys. So the total sales, you can see the total sales of all those cars, and that adds up to the 17,000. But also it gives you the final price of each car broken down, and that's over the 300 million, just under 400 million for the ES6, and 260 million for the EC6, and that gives us a total revenue of $985,263,000. So just under the 1 billion mark, and you know we're hoping that they crush that.
Yeah, because like you said, that doesn't include any any added options to the
Right.
cars. Which if you start adding options, you get higher trim models. Like you can easily spend another $10,000.
Easily. Easily.
Yes, if you do battery as a service, it's cheaper. But I'm assuming probably if you add options versus the people that did add battery as a service, it's probably pretty close to cancel each other's out. Plus, they make money every month from battery as a service.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah.
Right.
So let's just get into this. According to an article on Yahoo Finance, Nio is expected to get 1.01 billion. And what did we estimate? Like 900 and some
just
million?
under 1 billion.
Right.
And again,
So
that like you said, that doesn't include any of the other, like they're going to know obviously a lot more than we do because it's Nio. Like they know, like they just know.
yeah. So we're
estimating.
not way overshooting it or something. Like it's not going to be 700 million. Like
Right.
this Yahoo Finance article is actually above ours, but that's 148% year over year growth.
Right.
As I've been saying now for a while, like every time they come out with numbers, it seems like they're always up 100% or more every time. It doesn't matter what they're talking about; they're usually up 100% year over year. But their Q3 earnings were 666 million, and so if they do hit that 1 billion, that's around 34, 35 or so percent growth from Q3.
Right.
So that's just going from Q3 to Q4 and you're up 35%. That's pretty darn good.
Right. And looking at the Nio, if we look back at the Nio stock, we're starting to get back up to that volume that we were at, months ago or weeks ago. We're up at on Friday it was at 100 million volume. That is fantastic. We've been like the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's only been hitting like 40, maybe 50 million if we're lucky. So the fact that we doubled the volume tells me that the people are getting in and out. Shares are being traded like crazy, which is where you want to be that's what's going to cause this stock to go way up and down is the amount of shares that are being traded.
Yeah, because before all this correction stuff, it was just like kind of trading sideways for a few days, and that was just the volume wasn't there. It was really low. Like usually every minute there's 300 or so, probably on average, shares being sold, and it was down to like tens of thousands, like upper tens of thousands. Like it was bad.
Right.
So yeah, you need the volume for it to go up. It's not going to go up for if there's not the volume's not there.
Right. So it could literally go up either way. Again, we saw Li Auto put their earnings out and the whole market was down and it did not help Li Auto at all. So if the market's down on Monday, man, let's say it's down another 5%, it may not look good. Like they could kill their earnings. They could crush it. But that doesn't mean the stock's going to go up. So just be prepared for that. Just hold on tight. We're in this for the long term. So
yeah. As we always say, pretty much everything we do is always for the long term.
Right.
But Friday was actually a green day for me. It's been a little while since I had a green day. Well, I think a few days before that it was green, but then it just tanked after that.
Of course.
So that's when the whole GameStop stuff started again. So that didn't help anything. But so yeah, Friday it looked kind of promising that maybe we're towards the end of this. So if Monday it's up, if we're at the end of the correction and everything's going back to normal tomorrow, then if they crush these earnings, then this stock could just go to the moon, pretty much. Like it could really take off because everyone's gonna be piling in if the market's actually looking good. So
yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on it, and we'll do a video tomorrow afternoon to kind of give an update and see what happens. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this thing goes to the moon.
Yeah, it would be nice to start getting up towards those price targets. That because they have multiple price targets above 60. One I think is a guy from some analyst in Japan. It's all the way up to 100, but there's multiples like in the 70s, like low 70s, mid 70s, and before all this market correction stuff started, they got all the way up to $67.
Right.
So and they're sitting at 45 right now. So we can easily get back to 67. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Obviously go past that.
And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that it goes up. Honestly, looking at where we're at now, we're at 45. I'm hoping Monday we start to push maybe 48. That'd be a hell of an increase.
Yeah,
I mean, we saw this on Friday. We were at 44. We look again. We were at 44.60, and we pushed all the way up to 48. So that tells me we could easily, maybe even 50. If we can hit 50 before close and they kill their earnings and it's a green day, like we could easily be in the lower to mid 50s.
Yeah, like, 48 would be like a 7.5% increase. So
right.
Like, 48's probably doable, I would think. But then, as you said, if the whole market in general is recovering and then they crush earnings, this could just, who knows, it could go up 10%.
I'm honestly going to estimate after earnings, I'm going to say $50. That's where I'm putting this.
Yeah, that's where I would, that's what I would say too, because as we said over and over, it really just depends on what the market's doing. If the whole market's down, their earnings aren't going to matter.
Right.
So
it sucks, you know, that we're only hitting 50 when we got earnings. When we hit a high in January of 67, it sucks that we have to almost waste a catalyst on this. But we need something to get us in that direction, something to push us forward, and hopefully this will do it. You know.
Yeah. Without, you know, if this market correction didn't happen, we would have been probably to 70 by now for sure.
Right. Easily. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens on Monday. Again, we'll put out a video tomorrow afternoon just to kind of recap the day and see what's going on, and hopefully we got some good news. We'll have to wait and see. But watch out for that video. And again, thank you guys so much for all the support. We appreciate it. Again, 1,000 subs. We're almost there. One more day. Today's the day. Hit that sub button if you are not subscribed. We really appreciate all the support we've gotten so far. Thank you guys so much. Also, link in the description for the Patreon if you want to hop into that Discord over there. Again, fantastic community, over 100 members. Everyone talks in the mornings. A lot of people talk pre-market too. A lot of people talk pre-market, and that's 4 a.m. in the morning, at least on the East Coast. But yeah, if you guys want that, links in the description. And again, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.